Well, good morning, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch on Saturday, March 23, 2024 on our planet. Hope you're all well. So, folks, they have provided the modeling for the expected coronal mass ejection arrival on our planet. We're going to go into that in a minute. Please keep in mind, this is only a forecast model. I can almost guarantee it will change before it hits us, for a few reasons. One, we have two CMEs, pretty much back to back, and the modeling seems to indicate we'll get a side swipe from one and a side swipe from the other. Now, this is exactly what happened the last time we had a 5 CME event. 2 from X flares and the previous 3. And nothing much happened. Nevertheless, we're going to go through the modeling. The timing is subject to change because of the variable space weather conditions, and if there's a subsequent larger flare with an associated CME, it'll come up behind the first 2 inbound, give it a kick in the butt and say get going faster, and that'll change the timing. But we're going to go through the timing anyway. And at the end of this video, I'm going to go through the health effects of coronal mass ejections on the human body without any high-level concentrations of sodium levels, saltiness in my heart, soul, and demeanor. I'm happy to repeat myself. I'm not going to say go through the playlists, do your homework. Because when you're smarter than the other guy. Anyway. By the way, a little bit of education for you. A YouTuber, I'm not hearing it for YouTube, but a YouTuber needs 4,000 watched hours before he gets paid. So when someone says, go through the playlists, do your homework, he is accumulating that 4,000 watched hours, 4,000 plus. Then he gets monetized. Then he gets paid. He gets paid for you going through all the videos. Anyway, let's get into this forecast. Before we do, let's just do a quick check of our ghost proton flux. So we're almost at S3 radiation storm event. That will affect air travel, as previously stated in my last video. So let's get into the forecast modeling here. And we'll go through the times, as I usually do, and we'll go through the day side of the Earth, etc. So let's run this through. One, 2. The green diamond is Earth right in the middle, but let's look at this a little bit closer. 1, 2. Now we are going to get a hit, obviously. Unless there's an external influence that's going to come along and draw it away. Anyway. Okay, folks, they've already made a change. Over the last few minutes, I just did a refresh. And they've changed this. Give me a minute, because I've already written down my notes here on the timing. All right, they have adjusted the timing just a few minutes after I did my notes. So this is what I mean. It's going to change. So before the start was 0600 UTC on Monday the 25th. They've now backed it up to 0300 UTC. So if you're on the west coast of North America, for example, we minus 8 hours. So that would be 7 p.m. It'll peak 0500 UTC time. And it'll end at 1900 UTC. So they have extended the duration of the impact. So this is going to be an approximate 16-hour event. And again, this is why you do not jump the gun. And this is why I always say, you know what, this is going to be adjusted, such as it is. They even lowered the speed of the solar winds at that time. So let's go to the timing on the day side. And again, I'm going to change this, so one moment. So, day side of impact is going to be Papua New Guinea. So otherwise the Indonesia, Philippine region, once again, which will expand up into Taiwan, Japan, Australia. And during the 16 hours, it's going to work this way here. So let's just jump ahead. Let's just say 12 hours. Which would then be South America, which would include the Caribbean. So like I said, like I just finished saying, getting ready for this video, I just did a few notes on the time, peak, and end time. 5 minutes later, after I refreshed it and checked again, it was updated. It will be updated again, guarantee it. This is why I'm not going to do any more, I'm not going to go any further at this point. So again, it depends on the existing space weather environment, speed of the solar winds. These CMEs are going to be catching a ride on the tail end of that last coronal hole opening. So let's go through the effects on us inhabitants on planet Earth, the highly charged particles. The more important part. So it'll affect our number of systems of our bodies, including our brains and our hearts. So again, our brains and our hearts operate off of electrical as well as chemical impulses. Introduce highly charged particles, and they're going to start to malfunction or otherwise cause us some problems. So let's go through it. Neurological. Headaches, migraines, including those who are not predisposed to having migraines and headaches. Frontal lobe pain, compression, temporal stabbing. Pressure. Dizziness, vertigo, a feeling of unwell. Tinnitus, ringing in the ear. High-pitched sound. Visual problems. Joint pain, skin irritation, burning sensation, gastrointestinal issues, heart issues, palpitations, arrhythmias. It can affect people with multiple sclerosis and arthritis. It can cause fatigue, exhaustion, lethargy, sleep issues. Now, neuropsychological. It's actually been a while since I had this talk. It can cause mood swings, irritable, argumentative, easily triggered, increased sensitivity, emotions amplified, confusion, anxiety, depression, sadness, despair. Your brain can have either racing, fast thoughts or just stop thinking, brain fog, slow down. Behavioral changes, outbursts, rage, violence. There are increased hospital admissions to psych wards, increased incidence of suicides. And as I keep on repeating, please watch those with existing mental health conditions, ADHD, autistic spectrum disorder, ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia. In some cases, personal management experience. When we reach G2, moderate or higher geomagnetic storm conditions, it can trigger psychosis, psychotic rage, extreme violence, destructive behavior. They don't know what they're doing. So some of you are going to ask, well, what can we do to protect ourselves? Knowledge is key. Know what's coming. Know the approximate time. Plan your day or days accordingly. As I said before, as an example, we can be irritable, emotional, easily triggered. If you want to discuss with your spouse such things as budgets, finances, put it off. That'll raise the emotions. It'll trigger each one of you. I'm just using that as an example. Avoid any confrontations. Avoid anything which could lead to a confrontation or arguments. If you have anybody in your family or any other loved ones or in your workplace who have any cardiac conditions, watch them very closely. Also, anybody who's had any previous experience with strokes, for example. Plan your day accordingly. Rest. Yoga if you do yoga. Read a book. Go for a swim. Next. Jesus, earthquake in my office again. Okay, hang on. Okay. It can also affect your cognitive abilities, malfunctions or deficits. So your cognitive ability is your ability to learn, problem solve, memorize, decision making, creative thinking, speaking. All that can be affected. Don't do anything like working off of ladders. If you think starting Monday, Tuesday, I got to clean my windows, I got to climb my ladders. Don't forget, no. Sudden headaches, spiking pain, dizziness, vertigo, fall down, boom, boom. Operate dangerous machinery? No, leave it. You have to think about all these things. So at this time, we don't know how hard of a hit it's going to be. And as things are, we get a little bit closer, we'll go through the timing once again. Like I said, they just changed it by 3 hours approximately. It will change again. If there's any subsequent large flaring activity, well, we'll see. There you go, folks. We'll do it again in about a day.